everybody. Welcome to this week's live auction. I think we've got Chris with us.
We're doing a few technical problems there. Apologies.
We got there in the end. That's the main thing. How are you doing, Chris?
Yeah, I'm all good, Joe. I'm all good. How are you excited for your first live event?
I had sleepless nights last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about this week. I think we've got some really good fish in store for everybody. So I'm excited to see if anybody can snap up some bargains.
Yeah, I mean, as you've seen up at the farm, since you joined, there's a pretty heavy presence of Dainichi dotted around everywhere. So, something that fairly heavily invested in. And we've got some nice pieces tonight. Probably sort of size-wise, quality-wise, sort of getting access to these types of fish is actually not as easy as perhaps people might think. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes tonight. We've got some pretty epic little pieces, some pieces that I've had half an eye on for a little while now. We're excited to see how it goes. So obviously you've not long joined the team, Joe. You kind of you've joined at quite an intense time of the season, trying to get everything ready. So how's your first sort of month or so been, mate?
Yeah, it's been a bit manic, hasn't it? Kind of joining at I suppose the start of the real season. Although I think Ricky's told me that it's been a really crazy winter for Koi Wholesale. So it's been really good. I think we've got some new stuff coming into us pretty soon that I'm excited about. I've taken a few shipments while I've been at Koi Wholesale, and the NND shipment recently was probably like a massive highlight for me. Probably the best shipment I've seen come into the country like in person. So yeah, that was really good. But yeah, I've been kind of admiring that Dainichi pond at Ricky's facility. So I think everybody's going to be a bit happy with what we've managed to crowbar out of his hands tonight.
Yeah, no, there's some nice pieces available, mate. So we're going to fast track a little bit. I'm just going to get rid of, looks like someone's trying to spam us. So I'm just going to try and clear this feed up. Right, there we go. Hopefully we'll be able to get somewhere now. So, oh man, live, what's happening tonight, Joe? Someone really keen on hijacking things. Sorry, so let's get started, I guess. And you might have seen on social media, we're going to fast track things a little bit with the order. We'll see how things go. Let's just check everything is good to go. Yeah, so the first fish up tonight is going to be Sanki. Which from Dainichi, he's not the most common. 2 seconds.
It's not the first thing that pops into your head, is it? Dainichi Sanki,
No,
Kahaku, or Dainichi Showa, or some of the other stuff that we were maybe seeing with the yellow monkeys or the black Zeus, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's
to get. Sorry, Joe. Go on.
To get like a Dainichi Sanki, it's a unique statement piece, isn't it? In a pond, not something you see every day, like you say.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think moving forward, it's certainly Showa Kahaku certainly spring to mind when you think of the farm. But Sanki is few and far between on the grand scheme of things, considering how many fish that the farm produces. So yeah, we've got we are being spammed a bit tonight, so just bear with me a bit.
Yeah, we've got some spam comments on Facebook, I think. So nobody click any links there.
So yeah, let's get this going then. 2 seconds. Let me just get the video going. So, been outside over winter, so skin's really sort of come into condition now. Shiroji's up nice at the moment, so yeah, real sort of glowing style to that skin. Real tight pigment on the benny there as well, which is yeah, always nice to see. Skin quality is yeah, high on the agenda when it comes to this fish. So yeah, it's yeah, quite an exciting piece. Probably noticed that there's I'm in autopilot a little bit. Probably see it says Sankey there. This is Showa. So apologies for that. I'm in autopilot a little bit.
I think, you, to be honest, you had me fooled. It's,
hopefully the let me have a look. We've got a little bit of a lag going on. So anyway, let's get the bidding started. So if anyone is involved, we're looking for a starting bid of £200. So Nick straight in there with £200. Again, size-wise, sort of 43 cm. In terms of moving forward, achieving quite a decent size. I don't see any issues with that in the slightest. I mean, it's still, although considering the farm can produce absolutely monstrous missi, it's still pretty good size for most 2-year-old fish. So yeah, it's a really nice piece, and I think we're straight in 250 there with Raz Clark. Price point wise, yeah, again, as an opening price, yeah, it's pretty achievable for most people to get a fish of this sort of caliber and this sort of price point. So it's yeah, not perhaps a fish that the Sumi is down a little bit at the moment. Moving forward, obviously, we're just looking to see that classic Sumi style from Dainichi popping up. Nice hooded pattern around the face and on the eyes. Yeah, and it's often said, but you'll find that with these examples where the Sumi is a little bit down at the moment, these are the ones that really transform moving forward. So we're currently sat at 250, we're now at 260 with Lee George. So we're looking at bid increments of £10 for these guys. So we're looking for 270 to keep this one alive.
yeah, so if this is a Dainichi Showa in the end, it's got like quite a unique Sumi like S shape starting on the the left hand side of its head, all the way around to the right hand side of the dorsal, and then it's also coming up on the benny as well on the back on the left hand side. So it could almost be like a ginormous S shape Sumi pattern all the way to the tail tube. It could be quite a unique fish.
Yeah, I think the Sumi is going to transform this fish, and you'll see it popping up in the fins as well. Have you got the certificate to hand there, or?
I don't think we've got this one.
So all these fish, these listed fish, they come with pictured, certificated fish. So original Dainichi cert with the image. So yeah, it's just a nice little touch as well. Bit of Dainichi memorabilia. They don't hand these out particularly lightly. So yeah.
Ah, yeah. So that is actually the original picture of this when it was purchased in the auctions. You can see that Sumi's kind of dropped off a little bit since it's come in, but I guess, you know, with Sumi that could potentially come back with age. What are you thinking?
I'm not concerned Sumi wise one bit. I mean, like you say, it's Sumi recession is just one of these things. Can happen when you're growing fish as well. You can still see the Motoguru tight in the pectorals of the fin, so the Sumi is still within the fish. It just needs that yeah, ability to come out, and I don't have any hesitations saying that it will. So yeah, that's not a problem in that sense. So yeah, it's yeah, just one to sit on, to be honest with you. It's going to come with time. So yeah, New Forest Koi looking for some fish coming up for their breeding projects. So yeah, one to add to the collection. So we're sat at 320 at the moment. Let's get that video playing one last time.
Yeah, no, that surely this is a shower. We've accidentally posted it as a Sankey.
Yeah. Autopilot is a big part of my life, so yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, literally today has pretty much been 2 nights and no sleep, full days packing. Yeah, so yeah, just bear with me on that one. So yeah, let's have a look. We're at 320 at the moment. Just get that video playing one last time. So we're looking for 330 to keep this one alive. Again, moving forward, that Sumi is just going to, yeah, it's not going to be, I've got no hesitations in saying that that's going to develop moving forward. There's no issues with that. You see the intensity in and around the eyes. Again, you can see, not on the video, but in real life, the ball of the pectoral fin full of Motoguru waiting as well. So, yeah, all round, nice piece. We're sat at, yeah, a few people mentioning that. Yeah, it's already been mentioned, guys. Apologies, typo there. But if you just missed what we've been saying, there we go. So we're currently at 320. We are looking for 330 to keep this one alive. Play the video one last time. Yeah, again, thanks very much for all the comments. Sort of gone over that one. Bit of a typo there. So it looks like New Forest is going to secure this one. 320. Looking for 330 to keep this one alive, guys. So 320 looks like New Forest. You're on there. Oh, Alan coming in with 330. So back to New Forest. We're looking for 340. Can you hear me, Joe? Sorry, I'm having some technical
still you're
issues.
dipping in and out.
Yeah,
I just think this
apologies.
is just a patience fish, isn't it? You know, you've got to have a little bit of patience and time with it, and watching it develop. I think it could be a totally different fish altogether again in maybe 6 months or maybe 12 months. New Forest back in at 350.
You can see sort of between the eyes that darkening sort of red pigment. It's pretty much where Sumi's receded, and dare say it's probably returning in the near future. So yeah, it's a farm that you don't really get a lot of for your money. So yeah, at this sort of price point, I think that's pretty cock on. So yeah. So yeah, looks like we're wrapping this one up at 350. I'll play the video one last time. Any advances on 350? We're looking for 360 to keep this one alive. If not, I'm going to look to wrap this one up at the end of this. So looking for 360 if anyone wants to keep this one alive. So I think we'll just do the formalities. Looks like New Forest Koi got a new parent fish going to the farm. So if anyone wants to advance on this, someone asking to see the certificate again, Joe.
Oh, get my angles right. You can see that Benny has stayed pretty similar to where it is right now, obviously, as you imagine. But that Sumi still apparent on the Benny, but where it is on the Shiroji, I guess that's just the Shiroji development. How
It's a combination of the fish where it's been pushed on in size, especially with the real hot summer that we had last year. Some individual fish have that tolerance. I think we were talking about it earlier to hold on to that sumi. And with other fish, it just recedes a bit during the growing process, only to return. So it's very much down to the individual fish. But obviously, the super monster lineage is pretty famed from the farm. It's one of their standout lines, the super monster, obviously for body conformation, body size, but also sumi characteristics. So yeah, all in all, pretty banging piece. So I think everyone's had enough time now if they needed to come forward with anything. So we're currently sat at 350 with New Forest Koi. So we'll do the necessities. So yeah, New Forest Koi, £350, going once, going twice, and sold to New Forest for £350. So thank you for that. Yeah, a bit of a snip, that one. So yeah, well done, guys. I'll be in touch shortly to sort everything out. So on to the next fish. Showa. Again, Nisai, slightly smaller, but a bit more of your textbook pattern, if you will. It's a little bit more heavy on pattern, a bit more traditional in style. And you could probably read this fish a lot better, to be honest with you. It's a fish that doesn't need too much vision, even for someone with not a huge amount of experience with this particular type of shower. So yeah, with this particular one, I believe you've got the certificate to hand as well, Joe.
Yeah, so this one's from the Mona Lisa lineage. This was photographed as Tosai 21 cm, obviously now Nisai at 35 cm. This one obviously has kept a lot of the similarities from Tosai, but I'm seeing that head skin color, is really whitening up as it's getting, into Nisai as well. I think that could be a real stunning feature of that fish. But the Shiroji quality at Nisai looks totally different from when it was originally photographed.
Yeah, again, where they just had a little bit of time off the food, that skin quality is just increased a little bit, and that's what happens when the pigment receptors in the skin just get that little bit closer together, and that's where the shine and the pigment intensity starts to come to the floor. So we've got something in.
£200.
Got a really nice comment there from RC Aero Tech and Hobby. I think I know what I'm going to be doing with that comment. So yeah, block that user. I'm not having that, Joe. Yeah.
To be fair, if Ricky were doing them, we wouldn't have any Dainichi fish in these auctions. It'd all be stuff he wants to be releasing.
Not impressed with that. We're all here to do a job, and it's just one of those things, guys. Things don't always go according to plan, but we do our best as always. So we're currently sat at 210 with that koi guy. So we're looking for 220 to move this one forward. Let's get that video rolling. There we go.
Yeah, I think you can see it a lot better on that video, can't you? That Benny and Shiroji quality.
Yeah, that sort of glowing sort of skin. Benny style is obviously massively important. It's sometimes something that is let down with Showa, I must admit. It's one of the pigments out of the three. There we go, Sunnybank back in with 250. That can be a habit of letting Showa down. You've got Sumi is always fairly reliable in Showa. But yeah, the Benny is always an area that can be lacking. So yeah, few people interested in this one. I can see why. Again, quite an easy fish to visualize, you know, in terms of having that vision of moving the fish forward, seeing what the fish can achieve. Nice bit of character with that belly spot on the nose as well.
Yeah.
Again, lineage wise, it's just, you know, one of the lineages at Dainichi Koi Farm. It's yeah, on another level when it comes to show and production. So yeah, it's no surprise that people are quite interested in sort of getting hold of fish at reasonable prices. Is yeah, not the easiest, to be honest with you. So yeah, when you get fish that you can read quite well, yeah, it's quite appealing. So see the popularity of Showa in general. I was trying to get them from this particular farm at a price point that's a bit more attainable is mega difficult. So one thing that you'll notice, and I say a lot of the time, we're back in at 320 there, is as the body starts to increase and the pattern starts to do that. So you get more of this lateral pattern become a bit more visual along the top of the fish. So again, you start to get different intricacies with the pattern, and coupled with skin. This fish just really needs size, to be honest with you. So yeah, let's get the video rolling.
I think in that its left on pectoral fin is just the Motoguru's in that pectoral fin as well. You can just see it more on the video than in the picture.
Yeah, that's certainly in the base of the pec, and you can just see it coming slightly as well. So that's what we always like to see. Yeah, obviously in terms of having that potential to move forward and sumi potential moving forward as well. So yeah, we're currently at 360. A few people interested in this one, so we're looking for 370 to wrap this one up, or at least keep it alive. So yeah, currently with Luke rulings at 360.
Give you that perspective again.
There we go. So a little bit of recession, but in terms of sumi placement, fairly consistent. Like I say, it's still there. It's just receded slightly. So it's the one color out of all of them that I wouldn't be so concerned about. So yeah, it's yeah, just a matter of time. I'd like to say a bit of patience with that one. In the right environment, it's not a concern whatsoever for that. So yeah, so we're at 380. Any advances on 380? Luke, are out, no problem, buddy. So let's play the video one last time. Just for anyone that's joining us. Obviously, Joe, you may or may not have seen it previously, but we'd sometimes get a tad of a lag on these. So from Facebook and YouTube streaming.
Yeah.
So we'll just play this out one last time. If anyone's waiting, then yeah, hopefully they can catch up. So we're currently sat at 380 with Sunnybank. Any advances on 380? We're looking for 390 if anyone wants to keep this alive. So
I'll ask you a question about this fish, Chris. The sumi development, is it true that the sumi does develop quicker on the beni rather than on the shiroji, and is that why
I think it's I've heard that time and time again. I think if you thought that can be true of some fish, but it can equally be not true of some fish. It's very much down to the individual fish. On this one, it does seem like the retention of the sumi has been better on the red pigment, the Kasane sumi. So yeah, is this coincidence? Is this typical of all Showa? I wouldn't say so. Down to so just getting a few nasty comments coming in there. So yeah, please keep it clean, guys. We're just doing a job. Yeah, if you're not interested, not enjoying it, then go and watch BBC One. I'm really not that bothered about your comments. So yeah, thank you for that. So we're currently sat at £400 with no more koi. So we're looking for advances of £10. So if anyone is interested, then yeah, please let us know. Let's just play the video one last time. So we're currently sat at £400, looking for 410 to keep this one alive. Coming to the end, I'm going to look to draw this one to a conclusion. So currently sat at £400, and I think, yeah, we're going to look to wrap this one up, guys. So just for the formalities, we're at £400. Sunnybank in with 410. So
there's not many Dainichi Showa from Mona Lisa lineage with a certificate of authenticity about for that kind of money. That's a real bargain, I think.
Yeah, not with this sort, not with these characteristics, mate. No, it's a difficult one to achieve. Having been to the farm a couple of times, it's you soon realise the size and scale of the operation, and the sort of price points that are being achieved. So yeah, it's quite an eye-opening experience when you go to the farm. So yeah, so we're currently sat at 410. I think we've got a few fish to work through, so we'll look to move this one forward. So we're currently sat at 410. We're looking for 420. Any advances on 410? If not, I'm going to look to wrap this one up when I play the video for the final time.
The keyword is almost pretty much finished on that, isn't it? It's really well refined for quite a young age.
For a young fish, yeah, it's quite finished in that sense, Joe. So yeah, with that in mind, yeah, it's very much a case of basically making sure that the fish isn't pushed too quickly, too hard, and then yeah, away you go. You've got yourself a nice fish there. So yeah, looks like yeah, we're good to go now. So we're with Sunnybank at 410. Going once, going twice, sold to Sunnybank for £410. Thank you very much, guys. Let's move on to the next one. There we go. So this was a piece that has caused quite a bit of excitement at the farm. Jumbo Tosai from Dainichi. This was part of the Growing On project pond that we had, full of Dainichi Kahaku and the yellow monkeys also in and amongst the mix. So yeah, I mean, it's fish that you saw when it came out first time round.
Yeah.
You sort of your face lit up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's just, I think me and you kind of said, did that come out of this pond? Like this one was so far and away ahead of some of the other Dainichi, the Karashigois and the other Kahaku and Sanki that were in there. Like this thing is a monster for its age compared to some of the others on the feeding regime. I think, I could even say maybe up to 5 or 6 centimeters bigger than the others in there. So I think you've got the makings of like a really, strong fish. I think once the video plays, you'll see it. For Jumbo Tosai, it's got real growth potential in my opinion. But I love that head pattern. That head pattern's just to die for.
I always say to people, try not to be drawn in too much by patterns, but it's hard to deny a head pattern like that. It's
you got to let me have this one.
Yeah, you got to sort of view that as it's bigger. Size-wise, it is absolutely racing away from its siblings, which makes for us quite an exciting prospect. And yeah, I think getting hold of Jumbo Tosai from this farm yeah, very difficult to be honest with you, particularly higher quality examples as well. So yeah, let's get the video. It looks like we've got a few people interested in this one. Let's get the video running. So for a young fish as well, nice body line, Shiroji good, belly plates very strong.
Just like the head size is, really quite big as well, isn't it? In proportion to.
It's built for growing, isn't it? These types of fish.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's no surprise that there's quite a few people getting involved in it. So yeah, it's an exciting prospect, and we've also got certificates for these as well from the farm. We've not got them to hand, but yeah, it is something that we're excited to offer out for fish of this sort of size as well. So yeah, it's an exciting piece, and yeah, one for growing, to be honest with you. So I see we're having a few comments coming in. Yeah, I don't know whether there's something in the water tonight. A few people getting a bit leery. Maybe they've had their one beer of the year. But yeah, if you've got negative comments, I look straight into the camera and say this. Keep them to yourself because I'm not interested. So yeah, or bye-bye. Go and do something else with your Tuesday evening, guys. Also, a few comments about dealers getting involved. The dealers are often buying on behalf of their clients. That's as simple as it is. So they're not, if the client is giving them a price point to try and buy a fish, then it is what it is. So yeah, again, that's where we're at. So we're currently sat at 320 with Michael Thompson. Let's get the videos playing again. Again, real nice Shiroji for a fish of this size as well. Sometimes when they're a bit smaller on food, that's one element that could be taken away from the fish. So you've got nice transition from the head to the body, very nice benny depth. Also, that sachet on that second down as well. Going to give this fish the ability to start getting some size and credible growth as well, without sort of pushing that benny to the realms of destruction. So yeah, fish with potential to get a bit of size. Some fish are when I view fish for growing, some fish represent a bit less of a risk in terms of pushing the boundary of the benny. That can sometimes be one of the problems that you'll find when you're pushing Go Sankey, is ensuring that you don't destroy the benny. So yeah, nice characteristics with this one. So yeah, let's just get that video playing one more time. We're currently sat at 340 pounds with no more koi. At 340, we're looking for 350 to keep this one alive.
I just really want to see this fish when it grows out that head pattern and on a bigger head with a bigger frame body, bigger shoulders. I can just see that being like a really stunning piece, possibly one that could maybe go on the show scene. In terms of the Benny, Sashi and Key, where it's nearly there, and to say it's not even 2 years old yet. I think that's a real future piece. This.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think to walk into Dainichi Koi Farm and pick up a piece like this for that sort of price point is a bit of a snip, to be honest with you. So yeah, we'll play the video one last time. I believe, looking at my messages, a slight lag from YouTube, so hopefully we're there or thereabouts. So yeah, there we go. We're looking for 350 to keep this one alive. If not, no problem. We'll look to call this one at the end of the video. Super piece. Really like this fish.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah, £340 with no more koi. Yeah, let's see if anyone. We have got a slight lag, Joe.
We've got another bid.
I'm being told, yeah, this is where the lagging can sometimes come into play a little bit. So Luke Rawlins, Luke had a few fish off of us over the last sort of few weeks at 350. So we're looking for 360 to keep this one going. Again, I appreciate people have stood up for us on a few of these comments. I don't know what's going on tonight, but yeah, I appreciate all the love. That's yeah, that's all we're trying to just do a job here, guys. So yeah, we're currently sat at 350 with Luke Rawlins. No more koi back in with 360. So we're currently sat at 360. Any advances on 360? Looking for 370 to keep this one alive. So we've had a few people interested in this one. Last time, I'm going to play this. So if you are interested, guys, please let us know. Currently sat at 360. Looking for 370 to keep this one alive. So looks like no more koi, adding another fantastic piece to the collection. Wait for this to finish one last time. So yeah, I'll do the formalities. Currently at 360. We're looking for, oh, Luke back in, 370. Thank you, Luke, for that. So again, back to no more koi. We're looking for 380 to keep this one alive.
Oh, we've got Justin in as well. I would say it's not a fish to miss out on, you know, for at this type of money.
Yeah, so
Luke was first.
Yeah, Justin, yeah, good customer of ours. So yeah, it's yeah, we're looking for 380, Justin, or no more koi if you're interested. Both in there saying just one after the other. No more koi came in first, so 380. Yeah, appreciate all the comments coming in, guys. All the positive comments. I think you're right. Probably a few people trying to sabotage this evening. So yeah, it's is what it is. We'll look past that and move forward. Luke, I'm out. No problem. Thank you for letting us know. Justin, you have sort of put a devastated emoji image. I don't know whether that means 390 or not. So we're currently with no more koi at 380. So Justin, if you're involved, buddy, please let us know. We're looking for 390 to move this one forward. Oh, 400. Justin really wants a piece of this one. So looks like we've got ourselves a bit of a duel going on here, Joe, which can get interesting sometimes. So yeah, let's just play that video one last time. Again, head shape, body shape for a young fish. Yeah, it's just sort of built for growing this one, and considering how much bigger it was from its sort of siblings. Yeah.
I think that's the part that everyone in the stream can't see. I think me and you have got even more excitement given we saw it being pulled from that pond at the size that it was. So you know, I think that's added to our excitement. But I think really everyone, you know, whoever ends up with this fish will see that it's you know, quite a dominant fish, and I think it wouldn't be phased alongside other bigger fish in a pond, and I think it'd grow really well in most environments. I think it's got that Dainichi trait.
Well, it's proven it already, isn't it? So it's
yeah,
even in a short amount of time, it's absolutely raced on. So we're currently with no more koi. But £420. Justin, if you're still involved, buddy, please let us know. We'll look to wrap this one up at the end of the video because we've still got a few more fish to get through. So currently with No More Koi at £420. Justin, I'm out, no problem. So No More Koi out on your own at £420. We are going once at 420, going twice at 420, sold to No More Koi for £420. If you could just run the banner across the bottom if you've got it, Joe, with the what to do next. So please make sure you get in contact at chris@koi-wholesale.co.uk with your name, phone number, your preferred koi dealer, and the koi reference number. So I thought that one was going to be quite popular, and we've not done us any injustice there. So fair play. So next up, again, another Dainichi Showa. I believe you have the certificate to hand there.
Yeah, so this is another one from that Mona Lisa lineage. See if I can try and get it in a bit more resolution. You can see there that was pictured at toe size at 23 centimeters. Now 37 centimeter knee size.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of stability of the Sumi compared to maybe the one earlier on in the auction, you can see that that's just held on a little bit better, which is a nice indication moving forward. Again, if you've got that vision of sort of picturing Showa moving forward, you could definitely see it develop, the Sumi developing on the face and also towards the tail tube. So that's going to add your pigment harmony and that sort of that nice sort of floating pattern that moves throughout the fish. So yeah, all round nice piece, and yeah, from the Standout, one of the Standout lineages at Dainichi, the Mona Lisa lineage. So let's just get the video rolling. Skin quality from memory is pretty good on this.
Yeah,
there we go. Video slightly overexposed, but you kind of get the idea of that, the quality on the Benny. Also, probably a bit more evident. You can see on that head where that memoir is going to sort of start forming. It's just forming below the right eye as I look at the fish, and you can see it forming in a couple of spots throughout the head. So yeah, I expect this to have quite a radical change in the sort of next 12 to 18 months, and you're going to have this sort of meandering Sumi pattern that travels down the fish, coupled with nice big formed Benny plates. Yeah, just all round quite a tidy piece. So we've currently got a few people invested in this one. £270 is the current bid, so we're looking for bid increments of a tenner here, guys. So we're looking for 280. Comment there, solid body. Yeah, I mean, something that probably a lot of people look over, but the body line of the fish, you know, the silhouette of the fish is something that is, quite pivotal when selecting fish. You don't want anything too sort of exposed in certain areas of the body. It's nice, strong, solid body line. So yeah, moving forward in terms of growing the fish, it's always a nice attribute to have. That consistent sort of body line throughout the fish. So yeah, just play that video one last time. Sumi style, obviously it's blocking up on both sides, and mentioned already a couple of times that when it does start to develop on the head and towards that peduncle area of the fish, it's just going to enhance the overall impression. Nice, deep, intense Benny style. You can see that Motoguru in the fin as well. Really tight to the body as well. So just a nice finishing piece. It's by no means pivotal when it comes to Showa. They don't have to have, you know, the world's most mind-blowing Motoguru, but it is a nice touch, I have to admit. So yeah, you probably just miss it slightly on the picture, but when we play the video, it's a bit more evident. So yeah, So we're currently sat at 310.
Yeah, I think the standout feature for me in this is that the Benny quality is just so good. You know, the on the picture and the video, I think it does come across. And you know, from my kind of newbie perspective, I'm just looking at this age is the Benny quality there, and hopefully the Sumi can really develop as it in age over time. And I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
the part.
sorry, buddy, go on.
No, I was just saying the parts of the Sumi that's the most developed. I think where it is up, it looks high quality. So for me, that's a good indication for the rest of it.
Yeah, sumi wise, there's just limited risk factors with fish like this. So yeah, obviously, providing you don't keep it in good conditions, should I say, then yeah, it's just a case to sit back and let it happen, sort of thing. So I'm going to play the video one last time. We'll look to wrap this one up. Again, you can just sort of see that glowing Benny style, which is yeah, you alluded to a minute ago, Joe. It's yeah, pretty tasty piece, to be honest with you. And again, once you get that Sumi forming on the face, you're just going to add bundles of character as well, which is not, the be all and end all, but it's just a nice characteristic, isn't it? Like I say, everyone likes, yeah, a bit of character, a bit of adds a different dimension, doesn't it? When you have that sort of quirky pattern in parts of the fish. So looks like we're there in terms of bidding. So yeah, we're currently sat at 310 with Andrew MH. So I'm going to look to call this one, unless anyone is looking to get involved. Just been told we've got a slight lag on YouTube again, which is slightly unfortunate. So let's just play that video one last time. A few people mentioning there that the video probably does the fish a bit more justice. Yeah, I mean, you can't really deny that, to be honest with you. That can sometimes be the case. An image can only grab so much attention and so much of the quality. So, yeah, looks like we're done bidding wise on this one. Someone's getting this for a bit of a snip. So, yeah, fair play.
I like that
to you.
comment from Ginger Koi saying he goes this colour when he's been in the sun for 3 minutes. You and me both. Ginger skin.
Yeah, with my Mediterranean skin, I don't have to worry about that so much. So we're currently sat at 310 with Andrew MH, and we're going to look to wrap this one up now. So 310 going once, going twice, sold to Andrew MH for £310. So congratulations, Andrew. Yeah, fine little piece you got yourself there. You could just run the graphics on the bottom there for us, Joe, and make sure that you contact Chris at koi-wholesale.co.uk with your name, phone number, preferred koi dealer, and the koi reference number. So moving swiftly on, what have we got up next? Yeah, fish that I had a few people message me about, sort of asking how this fish has been developing. Probably easiest way is to show people the original image there, Joe, if you've got the certificate to hand. It'll give you a good idea of the, in terms of where the fish has gone and how it's progressed. That's it,
this one. There you go.
So again, you can sort of see that Sumi style, slight recession there, but as we've spoken about several times, it's not really so much of an issue regarding its future development and potential. This is something that happens with show. It's quite common, particularly when they stick a lot of weight on. So got a few people interested in this one. Adam Coleman straight in with 330. Let's get that video playing, Joe. Where are we?
Yeah, this one, I just love the keyword on that first Benny Dan. Just like that
Nice
sculpting
technical
effect on that
feature, isn't it?
first bit of Benny is just a really nice feature.
You can sort of see the sumi forming around that gill plate as well. So as that sort of, again, it's with these types of fish, it's very much a transition process. So you've got sort of fish that are, sort of in transition, but it's having that ability to visualize it when it stabilizes, if you will. Matthew Savage in with 350, seeing a bit of value in this. So again, 35 cm this eye. In terms of its potential moving forwards, this is a fish that was offered quite a lot of space as toe eye, just physically down to space and ability. It's been given a bit of a winter, which has probably done itself some good in terms of receding and intensifying that pigment, which is puts it in the position that it is today. So few people interested in this one. Some nice comments coming through about it as well.
Yeah.
Currently sat at 380.
I think this one is, out of the ones we've done so far, this one is more of what I would class as like a typical Dainichi shower, isn't it? And just because it's a bit more, you can see that head pattern a bit more on this one than maybe the others, but I'd be confident in the others of that developing as well. But this one, it's just a bit more apparent, I guess, at this age.
Well, I think where they've the niche fish that you often see online in the magazines, in the auctions, they've got quite a style, haven't they? And that style is often this sort of big body, perfect body line, and then this sort of intriguing sumi pattern. It's quite indicative with a lot of the top fish from the farm. It's pretty consistent across the board, and this sort of memoir, this hachinoir sort of style pattern that rips across the head just adds that other dimension. So super little piece. I think in the right hands, it's going to develop quite nicely. And again, I say this quite a bit, but you can see on this fish, Joe, get my hand central, as that body starts to do that, you can see that second down on the fish. This sumi, just on the first down on the white skin, that's all going to become a bit more apparent. And as that pigment intensifies, it just adds to that sort of overall impression of the fish. So, yeah. I'm a lover, not a fighter, guys. Just remember that. So, we're currently sat at 410 with Andrew MH again, feeding the Dainichi fish tonight.
I was going to say he's going to have a Dainichi pond by the end of this.
Yeah, I guess that would make a few of us, mate. Yeah. So probably go Sankey wise, Showa for me. Andrew Coleman back in with 420. The reason why they're so popular is because moving forward, development wise, there's a lot of scope. It would be hard to, if you're reading this one, Kahaku, there's not other than sort of generating mass and body size. Pattern wise, you are where you are, but in terms of Showa, there's a lot of development to come on this piece and in Showa in general. So yeah, Andrew back in with 430. So Adam, I don't know if you're still with us. You're following us via Facebook. We're looking for 430 to keep this one alive, buddy. I think, again, as this fish, the pigment-wise, starts to settle and enhance, you're going to get a bit more of a cleaner appearance to the fish as well. Sometimes, you hear people sort of saying these comments about sort of, oh, it's got a big fish pattern. And I think it can be true a lot of the time. Certain fish are just more suited to having a bit bigger body mass with the pattern style. So, yeah, I think this fish falls into that category there as well. Yeah, so, Adam, I'm out. No problem. Thank you for letting us know. So, Andrew, looks like you're adding another piece to your collection. fair play. I appreciate you keeping the faith with this fish. So just to do the formalities, we're at £430 currently, going once, going twice, sold for £430. Thank you for that, Andrew. Another great fish to add to the collection. So we are now sat at a fish that's probably going to intrigue quite a lot of people, based on events the other week. Yeah, crazy popular variety. Yeah, to give some sort of feedback on this fish in terms of, yeah, when you sort of think of Ginrin Karashigoi, oh yeah, we got someone in straight away there. Oh, £300 straight away. I thought this one might be popular, so we're looking for 310 to move this one. A few years back, well, when the yellow monkey sort of line was sort of being knocked around, you know, you do sort of go, well, Ginrin Karashigoi sort of thing, and you'd be, you know, at the time you'd probably be reasonable for thinking this is this is just a Ginrin Karashigoi. But as you've seen today, Joe, selecting smaller yellow monkeys, they're not. They're built differently, these things.
Yeah, they are.
So let's get the video running.
I think there's Ginrin and then there's Dainichi Ginrin, and the difference is you know, considerable. I hadn't seen any of these until the first day I worked at Koi Wholesale, and I had the pleasure of going around some farms in Japan and seeing some really top quality Ginrin Benigoi, and the Ginrin in these yellow monkeys were better than anything I've ever seen before. Like the Ginrin quality is just phenomenal.
I think it's when you start getting that sun popping up, and they literally just catch the light, and you just go, "Wow, that's Ginrin on another level," sort of thing.
Yeah, it's every scale as well.
It's the detail of these fish as well. So in terms of seeing that Ginrin throughout the fish, the consistency of it, and the strength throughout the fish as well. Obviously, posture-wise, you know, we've seen at the farm, obviously at Dainichi on the show, seeing that they absolutely grow like there's no tomorrow. They are pretty powerful fish. And the scarcity of trying to get hold of them as well is something that he makes them even more popular. It's one of those varieties that, you know, it's hard to, you know, compare them to anything else, because this farm, when it does something, it does it on another level. It really does. I dare say they're the type of variety. Let's see Ricky's daughter waving in the bottom corner. Hi, Hattie. Yeah, they're the type of variety that I didn't think I was that in love with them until I started seeing them on a more, oh, there's the big man. So we've just got Ricky's kids in the background sort of saying hello, which is, yeah, it's got to be bedtime, guys, isn't it? So, yeah, they're one of those varieties that when I first saw them, I didn't realise how much I liked them and how much I was going to want them as well. And then we see through Koi Wholesale, the demand for them as well is just mental. And Ricky had to scrap around to try and get Tosai examples this year. And it is, yeah, it's pretty wild trying to get hold of some of these fish. When people say to me, oh, it's just Ginrin Karashigoi, isn't it? Yeah, they're a bit more than that. So, yeah. So we're racking up fair price here. So we're currently at $5.90. Again, this fish really, it just needs, yeah, a warm, loving pond this summer, and that's the rest of it. It's going to do itself. Got that nice intensity of pigment throughout. Again, you sort of see it where that fish moves and the sun catches it, the sort of quality and consistency of that gin rin throughout the fish. Yeah. Crazy fish. Beautiful. So we're currently at 590 with Rob Wright. Yeah, Doug, fair appraisal there. Again, nice feature that we'd like to see, that strong body structure. Yeah, I don't know how. I don't really know how that's happened. I don't. Sort of Ricky was looking at me and I was looking at him, but nonetheless, yeah, it wasn't sold, and here it is. So it's probably a fish, to be honest with you, that had we not known was sold, would have been kept in the grow-on ponds. But as Ricky said, it's just a case of feed, and the rest will happen with this fish. So we've not had too much activity for a few moments. So let me just play the video one last time.
Really nice. Really good colour as well.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of projects, is it? You know, when you're looking at single coloured koi, it's the scalation, it's the detail, it's the ability to grow it big, and then just having that uniqueness from this lineage, which again is pretty much unique to. There are other Ginrin Karashigoi out there, but you know, what's that? You know, if Carlin did Ginrin Karashigoi, you know, it's one of those ones. They're just on another level. So looks like Rob is out on his own now at 590. So we'll probably look to wrap this one up, guys. So we are sat at 590 currently with Rob Wright. So if any advances, we're looking for 600. Please let me know. So we're currently sat at 590 with Rob Wright. We're going once. Oh, Alan.
Ooh.
How are we doing? 610. I will be furious. So we're currently sat at 610. So we're looking for 620 to keep this one alive. I think another thing that you get with them, Joe, obviously I know you've been in the industry side for not too long, but you've probably got a good idea of what's available out in the market, is the scarcity or lack of numbers of these, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think the demand on them is so high. I haven't seen many of them in the country, to be fair. And you know, even at Nisei, I guess even less so. But yeah, I think it's just about trying to, you know, get as many as we can so we can keep doing these auctions and keep stealing them off of Ricky when he turns his back.
Yeah, he's a bit of a soft spot for this variety, let's put it that way. But we've seen the bigger examples at the farm. You've probably seen some of the big females, and they're just absolute blocks. They're just ridiculous. Built like, yeah, absolute brick houses. So, yeah. I think a good investment for anyone that can develop a little bit of body on fish and is into something a little bit different. So we're currently at 620. Alan, if you're still with us, if you could let us know if you want to make any advancements on 620, or we will look to round this one off. So let's just play one final time, guys. So if you are involved, please let us know so we can move on to some of the penultimate fish. Again, just with that Ginrin, sort of makes you a little bit blinded when the sun catches it. That's how bright the Ginrin is.
Yeah.
So we're currently sat at 620, apologies. So we're going to look to wrap this one up. So we're currently at 620. Going once, going twice. sold to Rob Wright for 620. Alan, apologies. I've seen your bid come in there, but I need to call what I see on the screen. Unfortunately, where we do have a bit of a lag, that bid has come in after I closed that one. So apologies for that. Perhaps we can, look to source something moving forward. So, yeah, 620 was the selling price on that one to Rob Wright. So, yeah, apologies for any late bids there. So we'll move on to the next fish. Yeah, I mean, this fish is probably one of those that's a bit of a standout fish in terms of it's quite an obvious fish to read. Skin's good, nice head shape. You can see the sumi forming on the white ground, which is something that we always like to see. That sort of mapped, sort of Benny style pattern, good skin, and yeah, always a little Brucey bonus being female. So let me just pull that comment off the screen. So yeah, probably no surprises that this was, yeah, that looks like the one. This was a fish that was demanded quite high price at the auction. I'm sure Ricky won't mind us saying that. It was whether you sort of buy into the star rating, but generally speaking, these fish with the higher star ratings tend to, yeah, get carried away price wise. So to start this at £500 is a bit of a coup, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's in terms of watching that fish develop, it's just a case again, nice environment, sit and wait for that sumi to come. You've got a pretty good basis there moving forward. So Luke straight in there with 750, no mucking about there. I like that, Luke. Fair play.
You can kind of see from this how the body, the pattern is kind of stretching out over the body as well. Like as it's grown since 27 cm, it's, you know, the pattern's kind of, as you know, you mentioned about the body stretching out from downwards up. You can kind of see that a little bit with this.
Yeah,
it's
and
really cool.
You can probably see the sumi style is on the picture is far more indicative of what I expect to happen with this fish. So again, just where a slight recession on the sumi, that's just a conditioning thing where they've had a bit of time and they've been pushed on the food. You know, sumi can often be the one pigment that takes a bit of a knock. So we're not mucking around too much here. Luke's currently sat at 750. Let me get that video playing. Slight overexposure on the video, but you'll probably see as it moves into the shadows there. Nice glossy skin, good structure on the fish. Again, you can see that sumi on the head, or the potential sumi on the head. Just on the nose as well, probably difficult one to view entirely. But you can just see that sort of Menoir style forming from the nose. You can see it in the picture there. If you're looking at the fish just to the left of the eye, the left eye, that pocket of sumi building up in and around the face, I would not be surprised one bit if that starts to form. So yeah. Oh wow, there we go. Oh, I think we're both clicking something there. Cheesecake tomorrow, Joe.
I think we're going to need it tomorrow. We've got a lot of boxes shipping out tomorrow, I think.
We have got a very busy day tomorrow, mate. So Sunny banking at 770. We're looking for 780 to keep this one alive. Play that video one more time. Always a nice feature to have that sumi formed on the white skin as well. Just adds that sort of intensity as it starts to form. Adds that harmony. You see from that image that you had on the certificate as well, Joe, as a smaller fish, that importance of the white ground as well. So as the fish has got bigger, that white ground just adds a tad more harmony and balance to the fish. So currently sat at 800 with Luke. Again, type of fish that in the right conditions, it's just going to move forward in the right direction. So yeah, really interesting piece. It's not the be all and end all, but I do like to have a bit of intricacy in the Benny pattern as well.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice flowery pattern. That still the Motor Guru in the pecs as well, nice feature. Benny quality. I think the key was pretty much there on everywhere on the fish, isn't it? And not much sashi either. So the Benny's pretty much there. It's just, as we've spoken about with the others, you've just got to give that sumi a little bit of patience and conditioning. But that Shiroji quality is just on the video. That Shiroji base is just glistening, isn't it?
Yeah, a tad overexposed on the video, but yeah, you kind of get the idea of that sort of luminous style Shiroji, and that's pretty good foundation for Sumi to form on. And again, with regards to watching that Sumi develop, it's just a case of sitting tight. That's just a case of if you've got experience with Showa in general, you'll come trumps with that one. So looks like Luke is out on his own on this one. I'll play the video one last time. If there's any advances on 800, then please let me know. We're looking for 810 to move this one forward. Always a nice little touch to have it as female as well, Joe. I know we sort of have a habit of saying it's not the be-all and end-all, but it is a nice feature, let's be honest with you.
And from the Super Monster lineage as well.
Yeah, probably one of the more known lines from Dainichi. Again, they come up with some pretty wild names in Japan. And when you get the name Super Monster, you know you're onto something there. So Luke back in at 850, really not wanting to let go of this fish. Fair play to you, buddy. Looks like we've got a two-way duel here. So we are currently sat at 850 with Luke Rawlins. Any advances on 850, then please let me know. Again, I'm going to play this video one last time.
Yeah, I think it'd be really interesting. Jason says that he'd like to see this fish in a couple of years. I'd love for people who are buying the fish in the auction to send us pictures of how they develop and, whether or not what we're saying is true. Does this Sumi develop as we expect it to do? That'd be a really cool episode for us to go over some stuff we've sold in the auction.
To be honest with you, it's something that was mentioned a few times about watching fish develop. As a dealer, you often buy fish, sell them, you don't see them again unless you're in touch with the customer. But obviously, where we sort of keep fish, grow them, watch them develop year in, year out. It's a good learning curve. Let's put it that way. Sunnybank, I'm out. Well done, Luke. Looks like you're out on your own on this one, and a lot of money, but also not a lot of money, if that makes sense, for a fish of this sort of standard size and from this farm with this sort of pedigree. So we'll just do the formalities. We're currently sat at 850 with Luke Rawlins, going for £850, going once, going twice, sold for £850. So Luke, if you could do your bit, buddy, follow the details on the bottom of the screen. And there we go. Email chris@koi-wholesale.co.uk with your name, phone number, and your preferred koi dealer. That would be much appreciated. So moving on to the last couple of pieces now.
Oh, I love this fish. This is one of my favourite fish of this auction.
Oh, sorry, are you with me, Joe? Sorry,
I'm with you.
sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, sorry, it all just went a bit slow there for a moment. So yeah, in terms of yeah, you just said you love this fish.
Yeah, this one's my favourite. I think it's got like a typical kind of Sankey sumi pattern, but I do love the Benny. It's got a really nice face and head on it. Balanced pecs, balanced body, just everything about it really. I like this. It's I think I'd say second favourite in the auction, but yeah, this is a really, really nice fish.
So in terms of posture of the fish, I mean, that's your immediate sort of impact as I look at that. I mean, the formation of the body, nice lines to the fish, sort of got power at every point, which is always nice. Benny style is unique. Sometimes sort of Sankey can be a little bit on the beige side for some people. So yeah, it's to see something with a bit of interest in terms of pattern wise. Yeah, it's a great feature. Also, this sort of big, there we go.
See that pattern stretching over that body as it's developed.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm just looking at the two comparisons there. That Sumi style is yeah, pretty powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can just see the Tajima and the fin as well. As you're looking at the fish, the right hand pectoral fin still there. All this Sumi is still there. It's just a little bit of recession, and that's going to solidify moving forward. But the important things is that the bulk of the fish has got super characteristics. Let's just get the video playing. You see that Tajima and the fin a little bit better there.
Yeah.
There we go. Slight adjustment in the light there on the video. There we go. That's the money shot there. Skin wise, pigment wise, that's pretty indicative of what you're going to be purchasing. That Benny quality, the way it sits, you know, nicely formed through the shoulders, around the eyes, just yeah, formation wise, it's yeah, super fish. So New Forest Koi straight in at £600, no mucking about there. So we're looking for advances of £10. Yeah, looking for 610. If any advances on 600, we're looking for 610. Yeah, I guess in terms of the Showa Sankey sort of argument, because the Sumi is a bit more heavy, and on the image it's quite heavy as a Tosai. But yeah, let's just get that image up again of the certificate, please, Joe.
Yeah, you can see
Just
why
lower
maybe.
it a little bit for me. That's it, mate. There we go, in focus there. Again, Tajima forming in the fins, indicative of Sankey. This sort of, yeah, similar to sort of block style, sort of step style Sumi, just a little bit heavier, and because it's on a small fish on the left there, yeah, it has formed quite heavily. So Luke back in was 650. So back to New Forest Koi. If you are interested, please let us know. Let's just get that video playing again. Again, apologies, it's had slight overexposure there.
I do love the head on this fish though. It's got a really nice face. I don't know what it is about it. It's just got, yeah, it's really, it sits well on the body. How the Benny goes from the head to the shoulders, like the consistency from the skin on the head through to the scales is really, 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 really good.
I mean, I often say Sumi is probably the pigment in terms of moving forward with a fish that worries me the least, because often it's the finishing touches with Sumi. You know, these are the essence of the finishing characteristics of the fish. But if the Benny and the Shiroji isn't there in the first place, it's not a great foundation moving forward. So yeah, characteristic wise, I can live with the Sumi not being fully up, fully developed, fully on point. But certainly Shiroji and Benny is top on this fish. So yeah, real nice body structure to it as well. I think in general, moving forward, that's got super body line for generating that powerful Dainichi style body that everyone looks for. It really is, it has that sort of aggressive appearance even at a smaller size.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm interested to see what happens on that right hand side. There looks to be just a bit of Sumi developing just near the Benny as well, like Subo Sumi on the white. There's
Yeah, so
it
I
could,
think we'll probably, yeah, if you look at the Tosai image,
yeah, like I guess it would be. Oh,
you see it
like
solidifying a bit more.
there.
So yeah, in that sense, I don't have any concerns in that. Luke, back in 750. Get that video playing again. Again, there's a point when we're doing videos with this particular camera, it is quite sensitive to light, and if you stick it on auto, it can really play around a little bit. So there's a point on this video where the fish turns, and it gives you the real characteristic of the pigment on this fish. Right about now, you see that depth of Benny, the
Yeah,
Tajima in the fin, where the Sumi is formed, just on that shoulder, that sort of kata style Sumi just blocked up on the shoulder. Yeah, nice characteristic. And again, it's a case of having a vision with this fish and seeing the fish bulk up, having that lateral side of the pattern a bit more in focus as well. So obviously where it veers off to the left, the Benny plate veers off to the left as that fish gets bigger, you're going to have more of this sort of intricate Benny style pattern moving through the fish. So yeah, super piece. Super piece, and it looks like Luke is out on his own with this one now. New Forest Koi, I'm out. No worries. Thank you for letting us know. That's always appreciated. So we're at 750 with Luke. Looks like he's added another exciting piece to the collection. Fish that I know all of us at Koi Wholesale have got a soft spot for. So I shall do the sorry, a few messages coming in at the same time there, and as my wife will tell you, I'm pretty rubbish at multitasking. I'll do the formalities. We're currently at 750, so if we got any advances on 750, please let us know. I believe it was just New Forest and Luke battling out on this one, so we're currently at 750, going once, going twice. Sold to Luke for 750. Thank you for that, Luke. Another nice piece to add to the collection. As always, please email me, chris@koi-wholesale.co.uk with your name, phone number, preferred koi dealer, and your reference number. So, last fish of the evening, one that we were fairly excited about at the farm. Again, this is another jumbo toe side piece. From Dainichi. There we go. We've got a bit of a lag on this one. Again,
I don't think me and you need to say anything about this one, do we, Chris? We'll just mic drop and put his mics on mute.
I don't have a mic, but yeah, I'd have to drop the laptop on the floor. But yeah, yeah, it's a fish that again it came out of one of the ponds. And it was a bit of a holy cow sort of moment. How big is that fish? Obviously, knowing how many fish it's in with all its siblings, just seeing a fish come out of a pond with several hundred in, markedly above average size. I mean, this is 34 cm, super Shiroji, 4-step pattern. You know, again, I don't get too bought into the how many steps has a pattern got sort of thing, but yeah, it can't be understated that trying to pick up 4-step Dainichi jumbo tosai from this farm He's nothing easy, mate. It's trust me, I've been there. I've had my pants pulled down, and I've only just pulled them up. So yeah, it's not easy to get hold of. So we're currently sat at £300 with Howie. Let's get that video playing, buddy. There we go. Again, Kahaku wise, you can't really look past that glowing Shiroji, but it's the head.
Oh my word.
It's bordering on obscene.
It is.
Yeah, sort of 34 cm, where its sort of siblings were, I don't know, it's hard to draw a direct comparison because some of the fish went in at different stages, but generally speaking, yeah, it was a good sort of 7, 8, maybe even 7 to 8 cm bigger than its siblings. So just at that point alone, body wise, size wise, potential, it's just on in a league of its own. And to be honest with you, it's the type of fish that when we thought we'd stick it in the auction, yeah, I had to double check that Ricky wasn't having a moment, because these types of fish don't come around too often. And yeah, the type of fish that I'm looking at that going, yeah, that's growing potential all day long. So yeah, a few people seeing the beauty of this one. Yeah, some pretty nice comments coming through for this fish as well. Again, I think at such a young age, it's nice to see such a body posture with the body as well. Can sometimes be hard to generate sort of mass on young fish throughout the whole body, but just from that massive head all the way down to the tail. Sashi wise as well, it's pretty much cock on. That sort of line of sashi is just what we're looking for in terms of growing that fish. It gives that little bit of flex in the belly just to be able to push. And yeah, the other Dainichi characteristics, body, mass, size, potential size as well. Certificate wise, we don't have the certificate to hand. But yeah, they will come with Dainichi certificates, guys. So yeah, rest assured. We've been pretty manic at the farm recently, so yeah, it's been pretty full on. So yeah, poor Ricky there. Yeah,
I think he might have to start bidding himself in a minute.
So Michael Thompson, we've got a few people in on this one, and I thought this would be the case, so I'll get the video playing again.
Luke, this one's with a blank certificate, this one.
So we're looking Jumbo Tosai, Dainichi, 34 cm. Attaining fish like this is, yeah, having seen what some of the prices go for at the auction, is pretty wild, to be honest with you. It really does sort of start to grow arms and legs. And then obviously it's not just the fish price when you're buying in the auctions in Japan, it's shipping the fish, bringing it over. There's a lot of added costs to it as well for just, you know, seemingly buying one fish. So yeah, yeah, but pretty much Ricky echoing everything we've said there. So Luke was in there.
I'd be interested to see what Alan Tate thinks of this, because I honestly believe that this is, you know, a real standout piece of this auction. If Alan's in, be interested to hear what he has to think about it.
Well, I think it's the type of fish that size is going to be its friend. You're going to yeah, achieve the most out of it when the fish is sort of yeah, really bossing on that body style. So it needs to go to yeah, an environment where it can be done justice. That's for sure. You certainly wouldn't want to be wasting a fish like this without putting body mass on it. That goes without saying. And quite a unique opportunity, to be fair. If anyone's been following what we've done with the Dainichi Tosai over the last few years, you'll know that an investment of this, although relatively speaking, it's you know, not an inexpensive koi, but what can be achieved moving forward will make it look like a bargain. That's the way I look at some of these koi, Joe. It's not necessarily about what you're purchasing right now. It's always what you're going to achieve, what's going to happen with it moving forward. And a fish like this, having seen many, 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 many Dainichi Kahaku come through the doors, they're few and far between. So yeah, super fish, excellent qualities, and at such a young age as well. That's the impressive thing for me, is to display all these qualities at such a young age. He's an exciting prospect, and judging by the comments, a lot of you guys can see it as well. So Terry, how are we doing, Terry? We're up at 500 quid. So we're looking for advances on 500. Marcus, 520. Obviously, far too young to sex this fish. A very, very young fish, but obviously, in terms of potential size, you've only got to compare it to the other fish that are in the pond. That's all you need to do. So it's a pretty exciting project and an exciting piece moving forward. That's the only way you can sort of assess fish like this. It's they're not the type of fish that come up very often, as you can see at the farm, Joe. They're few and far between, and we've got more than any. So we're currently at female all day long. You might be right, but for legal reasons, we've refrained from saying that, Colin. So I know we've got a few people interested in this one, so let's play this video one last time, guys. If you are interested, still involved, then please let us know. Marcus back in with 570. So we're looking for 580 to keep this one alive, or if anyone wants to stick their head above the parapet, we'll try and finish this one. So characteristic-wise, it pretty much screams sort of that Dainichi power. It's pretty exciting in terms of what we can do moving forward. No, it was just male. I thought that might come to bite us back. But the reality is, guys, these are from a pond of Tosai, not from the auction. So I believe that the chances are a bit more genuine. That's referring to a podcast that Ricky and myself did the other day. So there's a bit more of a genuine chance with these, because they were, when they were purchased, they were far, 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 far too young for even the best of koi ninjas to sex. So but fair play on that one. A and C koi, I like that. Let's get the video playing one last time. Martin, the main man, how we doing, Marks? Somebody is going to get a lovely addition to their collection there. Agreed, buddy. Yeah, that's a bit wild, this fish. So nice to see that. Obviously, I know from a technical standpoint, Terry back in was 630. It's not so much of an issue in terms of sort of reading fish like this, but it's always nice to see that people in the hobby, on the hobbyist consumer side of things, can see what we see in fish like this. So this was a fish that, we knew was going to go for a considerable sum, because we know what's in the market and what can be achieved from this farm, and it's hard work, to be honest with you. It's Dainichi has pitched himself in the market in terms of quality and availability, so that these types of fish, they're not really that readily available, to be honest with you.
I just look at this fish, and everything for me is in proportion in terms of like the head shape. It's got big mouth. The pectoral fins are absolutely perfect in terms of like the shape, and for the size of the fish it is, really nice, strong backbone. You know, key was pretty much there or thereabouts, and the sachet is a good indication of good Benny depth. Yeah, the dorsal split in that third dan right down the middle is a nice little feature as well. I just think, you know, what a fish. You know, with a blank Dainichi certificate, what a piece to grow on. I think somebody's
It's
going to get an absolute diamond.
yeah, it's I mean, obviously a lot of people will say, oh, it's you know, sales patter, blah blah blah, but you can probably tell like fish like this that they're not that common to come by. You've seen by the sheer number of kahaku that we've got on the farm at the moment, of which we have an awful lot. Yeah, top pieces like this, generally speaking, yeah, is something that we're looking to hang on to and maximise that value in the fish. To be honest with you, you know, a fish that can ascertain a big size from Dainichi, you know, at Nisai, Sansai is a very valuable thing indeed. So yeah, it's yeah, there you go. The man himself, judging by the toe size that we've already reared over the last couple of years, that's in the right environment where you're looking at. So Marcus up to 700 quid, but you're looking at sort of, yeah, at that sort of price point, if you can do the fish justice and get it up to sort of, yeah, 55, 60 cm as Nisai, then you've invested quite well there. So yeah, we've got a real battle off here. This is going up bit by bit. Let's play that video one last time. So currently at 710. We're looking for 720 to keep this one alive.
Yeah, I just don't think you'd see many of these. You know, there's fish of this quality in the auction. I can't imagine what I'd be having to say to a dealer to put a bid in for me at, you know, at 34 centimeters at toe size as well.
I'm not being facetious when I say this, but it is high risk for us to put fish like this in auctions, because we don't know who's watching, we don't know who's involved. But you know, as a company, Koi Wholesale, we're trying to be yeah, not trendsetters, but you know, trying to offer something to consumer that they don't get elsewhere, and that is something that we are able to do as a business. So yeah, it's nice to see that when we do things like this, it's well supported. So yeah, this is starting to grow arms and legs. This one, Neil Hewitt has also joined the table. Terry, 750. It's unfortunately, Joe, I've got quite a monotone voice, but this is quite exciting for me.
Yeah, I think the you don't want to get that didn't buy koi regret and see it pop up on the show scene at 80 centimeters, do you? And missed out on it. So should have bid that extra 10 quid and not missed out on it.
Marcus,
You know,
no worries. I do appreciate that as well, Marcus, for letting me know. Neil, also, no, you're out, no problem. Terry was just hell bent on getting that one. So yeah, one of the lots of the evening, a unique piece and something that yeah, I think is going to add a lot of joy for many years to come. So I shall do the formalities. Yeah, Terry Harbour, £750. Going once, going twice. Sold to Terry for £750. Terry, I know you know the drill, but please message me at chris@koi-wholesale.co.uk with your name, phone number, preferred dealer, and the Koi reference number, So that is it for tonight, guys. Obviously, we tried a few new things tonight. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Sometimes they don't always go that smoothly. Sometimes we're doing live things, they don't always go according to plan. It is pretty hectic at the moment. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. For all the haters out there, yeah, look forward to seeing you at a show near you. Yeah, be interested to see whether you're still as vocal in the flesh. So yeah, on another note, we have got quite an exciting auction coming up next week. Joe, I know you've had the camera out the last few days, so we've got the Sakai only event coming up next week, which I know everyone's quite excited about. Another unique opportunity, the type of fish that I don't really see the caliber of these. I've certainly, in all my years in the industry, I've never had access to fish like them. So yeah, I know Rick stuck his neck out a little bit to secure these.
This was the Sakai pond. Me and you got us wrist slapped when we were going through, and Ricky hadn't had his selections on them yet. So yeah, we've twisted Ricky's arm. We've got the Sakai, a real good mix of fish. I think everyone's going to be excited.
I think it was your puppy dog eyes, mate, that made him succumb to your charm, because it weren't mine, mate.
Yeah, we'll see. We haven't got them listed on the website yet, so there's still time for him to change his mind. So we've said it now on live stream, so it's happening.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, going back now. So yeah, some really exciting pieces.
Guys, I mean, come on. Hey, honestly, the amount of emotional distress you two are putting me through at the minute is just outrageous. I can't be having it anymore.
Right, good night, everyone. I'll see you later.
That was a good one tonight, though. Good fun.
Yeah, it's some people hell bent on some of those fish. So yeah, some of them, as you know, Rick, you don't get a lot from from Dainichi, full stop, either of the farms. So still some pretty good buys there, to be honest with you. If I'm looking at
that last one was a special lot, though, weren't it? When that come up out of the pond the other day, it was nice.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. On to next week.
Yeah, I'm going to be off on holiday next week. So yeah, I think
people's going to be seeing a lot of me next week then.
Yeah, lucky everyone.
Brilliant.
So yeah,
anyway, tuning in, anyone. I'm tomorrow night, 6 o'clock in it tomorrow. Question time, so get ready.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, it's been a long old day. Early start tomorrow. I think we've got about 40-50 boxes of fish going out tomorrow. So yeah, I'm looking pretty haggard as it is. So I'm going to get my head down. And yeah, Joe, I suggest you do the same. So yeah, lots of love. Come on, Arsenal. Come on, Koi.
See you, folks.
See you later.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.